first question was comment on how you found the preliminary exercise and describe what the hardest thing was to overcome. I'd say the hardest thing to overcome was finding enough space for the cameraman to film, because we're in the forest area and the trees get in the way, so it was kind of hard for him to get the right angle.
In my opinion, the hardest thing to overcome in our preliminary was getting the shot right at the end when Dan falls to the floor and there's a point of view shot of him. It was really hard to get the angle and lighting correct, especially with the sun setting down. Yeah, that was a difficult one to do and it took us quite a lot of time.
The next question is, were you happy with the preliminary task? Pick apart the good and the bad element of it. I'd say what we did well is utilise different camera angles. We had lots of high and low shots, like different angles, to really connote what the characters are feeling and expressing, and displaying to the audience who the villain and hero is.
Yeah, I think what we've done quite well is the genre itself. That came across quite clearly, like what genre it was. It was quite obvious to the audience what was happening, who was chasing who, and who that was.
The one thing that went badly, that was hard to do, is find ways of making the equipment work. At points we had difficulties technically, and placing it in the forest because there's lots of objects about that hinder the view of the equipment.
Another difficulty we had, as well as obviously what Dan said, is trying to get the lighting all correct for the different shots. As I said, the sun was just setting and it was hard to get certain angles and certain shots to be right, but we managed to do it in the end. But I still feel that could be improved. How does your final 2-minute film opening demonstrate a progression in the standards of filming compared to your preliminary?
I would say the editing we use is slightly more refined because we took more time to do
Definitely.
it, and the transitions and like the fades and the whites we did symbolised more, whereas in the preliminary we just did cuts and it wasn't as professional.
I think one thing that we did improve in our main production was the variety of shots that we used. We used a bigger range of different types of shots, and as Dan said, transitions as well. So overall it was just edited better because we spent more time on it in general. Lastly, what do you think you have learned from completing the overall coursework?
I'd say that we learned more about cinematography and the ways you can display messages to the audience through camera shots and camera angles and how they're feeling and portray their emotions.
Good one. I'd say what I learned is how to edit together a longer, well I say longer, but you know, like a proper thing like this, not just a preliminary but a main production. It was more difficult to edit and it took longer as well, and I think that shows in the quality of the editing, although that could be still improved. Another thing I learned is how to put like mise-en-scene elements together, where to position characters and how to use camera angles to show different elements within that shot.